the 100 win over Phoenix. Stephanie White called that a big win.
Woo,
They were outstanding.
goodness.
Mitchell,
Come on.
the former Dallas wing, Natasha Howard.
Nobody was looking for this. We think Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot, but that is the play to make right there. Nobody in the passing lane.
Wins in a row, a season high. Just how have you been able to find that rhythm over this stretch?
I think it's been about, we've had some practices, and I think practicing has definitely tuned us up, fine-tuning as far as the details. We knew before All-Star that, the second half of the season is always about people making adjustments, people finding ways to stop what we have to do. And I think that on us, we try to do a good job of staying locked in at practices and shoot-arounds and all that kind of stuff to be where we need to be.
The Indiana Fever just achieved what seemed impossible a few months ago. They are now 4 games above .500 for the first time since 2015, a milestone they reached without their superstar, Caitlin Clark, on the court. But that's not the most stunning part of their recent success. While many expected them to falter without their lead player, they managed to break 4 franchise records in a single game against Paige Buckers and the Dallas Wings. What no one anticipated was that 2 players who weren't even on the roster at the start of the season would emerge as the heroes of this incredible story. The records broken involved standout performances from Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard.
14 20-point games this season. In her 8th year, she also has a couple of 30s. And Mitchell trades the 3.
Now have a little bit of an advantage in the paint, and they need to keep doing that.
That time, Desjardins went for the steal, and Mitchell kept it away from her. Would not have taken that call so gently, shall we say. But Kalani Brown was her buffer last year. Is Mitchell all the way to the hole?
So you stick together, communicate on defense. This is a high-octane offensive team.
Beautiful pass. Mitchell was so sure of that after she passed.
Finding ways to get wins, and that's going on some scoring bursts. That's being able to rely on multiple players, getting stops when needed, making adjustments and continuing to grow. I mean, this is a group that's been resilient all season long, and I think that we have such quality depth that we can rely on one another, and rely on one another in certain moments.
With Caitlin Clark sidelined for her 6th consecutive game due to a groin injury sustained on July 15th, and no clear timeline for her return, the Indiana Fever were widely expected to struggle. Their opponents, the Dallas Wings, led by the sensational Paige Buckers, were desperate for a win after losing 8 of their last 10 games. The pressure was on for the Fever to maintain their winning streak without their star player. From the opening moments of the game, it was clear that the Fever were not just there to survive. They were there to make a statement. They came out with a fiery determination, led by Kelsey Mitchell, who immediately took charge of the offense. Mitchell attacked the rim with aggression, hit confident shots, and set a tone of unwavering confidence. She finished the game with an impressive 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting, shouldering the offensive load usually carried by Clark. In fact, her performance was a continuation of her stellar play.
Stick to your defensive principles. This is an Indiana team that has very nimble on the offensive end.
McDonald from the outside rattles another 3. She should have looked up and said, "Oh, aren't you an all-star?"
Pass.
And Cunningham completes it.
That's what Indiana does better than anybody in the WNBA.
With Caitlin Clark sidelined for her 6th consecutive game due to a groin injury sustained on July 15th, and no clear timeline for her return, the Indiana Fever were widely expected to struggle. Their opponents, the Dallas Wings, led by the sensational Paige Buckers, were desperate for a win after losing 8 of their last 10 games. The pressure was on for the Fever to maintain their winning streak without their star player. From the opening moments of the game, it was clear that the Fever were not just there to survive. They were there to make a statement. They came out with a fiery determination, led by Kelsey Mitchell, who immediately took charge of the offense. Mitchell attacked the rim with aggression, hit confident shots, and set a tone of unwavering confidence. She finished the game with an impressive 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting, shouldering the offensive load usually carried by Clark. In fact, her performance was a
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing with Aerie is that she's dependable, and she's dependable not always for production, but she understands the impact that she can make in the game, and she understands how to do it. You know, starting it on the defensive end, pushing pace, dictating tempo, getting to the rim, creating shots for her teammates, you know, all of those things. And she's got an incredible awareness. And so she understands when she's hot, and she understands when somebody else is hot and how to get them the ball. But I've just been really proud to see her confidence grow in our system and the ownership that she's taking in being that leader on the floor for us.
I say Boston, the rebound to Mitchell. McDonald splits the D. Bibby, this is where she's good. She can extend the defense, and she's done it.
For that nice jumper.
Beckers again, another double-digit game, 6 in the quarter. Here's Bibby, launches, buries the 3.
Bibby, don't do it like that.
With Caitlin Clark sidelined for her 6th consecutive game due to a groin injury sustained on July 15th and no clear timeline for her return, the Indiana Fever were widely expected to struggle. Their opponents, the Dallas Wings, led by the sensational Paige Bueckers, were desperate for a win after losing 8 of their last 10 games. The pressure was on for the Fever to maintain their winning streak without their star player. From the opening moments of the game, it was clear that the Fever were not just there to survive. They were there to make a statement. They came out with a fiery determination, led by Kelsey Mitchell, who immediately took charge of the offense. Mitchell attacked the rim with aggression, hit confident shots, and set a tone of unwavering confidence. She finished the game with an impressive 23 points on 9 of 19 shooting, shouldering the offensive load usually carried by Clark. In fact, her performance was a continuation of
You signed Chloe Bibby to a rest of season contract today. Just what impressed you about her on that 7 day and those 2 games she played in?
Well, number one, just the way that she fit in right away. She gives us a different look from that forward position with her ability to stretch the floor. And particularly in 2 games where we really needed to create space for AB to go to work inside, she was able to do that for us. She came in and she learned the system right away. It just was such an easy transition, and she's produced.
However, Paige Bueckers and the Dallas Wings were not going to go down without a fight. The rookie sensation delivered a remarkable performance, scoring 22 points on 7 of 14 shooting, along with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. As the only player on the Wings to score in double digits, she demonstrated why she is considered a top-tier scorer in her debut WNBA season. This led to a thrilling, back-and-forth contest that kept fans on the edge of
Watch the attention Boston
the game
gets.
was not without its share of
Opens up a lot for the
controversy.
guards. Here's Boston. Beckers had nothing she could do. No, rebound Howard. That's rebound number 9 to go along with her 9 points. Beautiful dish inside to Boston.
We'll do is share the basketball. And here, just a little dump down to Boston.
Hey, Carrington rolls to the hole. Howard with a rejection.
To the basket here, but
The free throw statistics raised eyebrows, with Dallas attempting 25 free throws compared to Indiana's 13. This disparity fueled a storm of criticism on social media, with fans accusing Bueckers of flopping to draw fouls and questioning the officiating. Even the Wings head coach, Chris Clore, expressed his frustration with the officiating crew after the game. The real setback for the Wings, however, came from the performance of DJ Carrington. The reigning most improved player had a difficult night, scoring just 4 points and committing 5 turnovers. A particularly errant shot in the final minute of the third quarter left fans shaking their heads. Her struggles were a significant factor in the Wings' ultimate collapse. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard read a decisive 88-78 in favor of Indiana. The Fever had proven that they were more than
That
just a
pass
one-player
outside to
team,
Howard.
a sentiment echoed by Coach
Boston
wow.
at the basket, foul on Haley Jones.
It is not a move her out geographically away from the lane to get her off the basket. Tough rebound there.
Geisel shooter's going to come out. Lee Yu-Ru will check in.
But that's not all. Kelsey Mitchell now leads the entire WNBA in most 20-point games after the All-Star break. Her 23 points against Dallas marked her 13th game this season with 20 or more points. Mitchell has been the steady scoring threat that keeps this offense moving even when other players struggle.
The 100 win over Phoenix. Stephanie White called that a big win.
Ooh,
They were outstanding.
goodness.
Mitchell,
Oh, come on,
pass
come on.
to former Dallas wing, Natasha Howard.
Nobody was looking for this. We think Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot, but that is the play to make right there. Nobody in the passing lane.
In the midst of this pivotal game, two unlikely heroes emerged for the Indiana Fever, Arai McDonald and Chloe Bibby. These two players, who were not even on the team's roster 3 months prior, became the secret weapons in the Fever's victory. They were not high-profile acquisitions expected to single-handedly change the team's fortunes. They were brought in as depth players to provide support. McDonald's journey is particularly inspiring. After being unsigned at the beginning of the season, she received a call from the Fever on June 25th.
For us,
with a rest of
when we get a chance to really put ourselves in a position to, win games, we got to win them. I think any competitor knows that when we say win them. And I think we took some time off. We had a little drop off today, and I think that's what she's talking about. It was inconsistent. I think we could have been a little bit better.
In the game against Dallas, she orchestrated the offense like a seasoned veteran, scoring 15 points and dishing out 6 assists. This came on the heels of a career-high performance against Phoenix, where she had already demonstrated her ability to handle high-pressure situations. McDonald's innate point guard instincts were on full display, as she knew precisely when to control the tempo of the game and get her teammates involved. Coach White praised her for her point guard mentality and her understanding of her impact
Obviously,
on the
Ari,
game.
you only
While Kelsey
joined this
Mitchell
team
referred to her as a
mid-season,
blessing in
officially
disguise for
on
her
a full
leadership.
contract now. Congratulations! But just the impact that Ari has had overall, how do you feel like?
Oh, it's unbelievable. This is our blessing in disguise. We always tell her that we appreciate her seriously.
Then there was Chloe Bibby, who made an immediate and significant impact. In limited minutes off the bench, she hit 2 crucial three-pointers that shifted the momentum in the Fever's favor and gave them the breathing room they needed. Bibby's ability to stretch the floor created valuable space for her teammates to operate. Her quick integration into the team's system was lauded by Coach White, who noted her readiness to shoot and make plays when opportunities arose. After just 2 games with the team, Bibby had impressed the organization enough to earn a rest-of-season contract. Coach White highlighted that Bibby filled a specific need for a stretch forward, a role the team had been missing. These 2 unheralded players became the difference makers in the Fever's biggest winning streak since 2015. McDonald provided the essential point guard leadership, while Bibby's shooting opened up the entire offense. Coach White's system thrived because these players seamlessly integrated into their roles and executed them flawlessly. The Fever were no longer just surviving without Clark. They were thriving because players like McDonald and Bibby had stepped up to fill roles they were not originally
Our season was
signed for.
all over the place,
Their
obviously, with
contributions were not the only
the people that was on the
historic
team, the
moments of
people that
night.
wasn't on the team, injury, Tutu not being around as much with her injuries, and just, it takes a lot for a pro to step up and, be where her feet is and step and fill in shoes that, not a lot of people expect. And I think for Ari, she complements myself, all the other players so well because she just gets it as far as knowing where people are, knowing the chemistry. And I think for us to her, we have to make sure that we keep patting her on the back because this is a big position to fill. And I think that she's doing it unbelievably well. So shout out to you, Ari.
Appreciate you.
Shout out.
Love it.
While the scoreboard celebrated a hard-fought victory, the Indiana Fever were quietly rewriting their franchise's history. 4 significant records were shattered in a single night, a testament to the team's extraordinary performance. The most impressive of these was set by Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard, who became the first pair of WNBA teammates in the league's history to each record at least 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals in the same game. Boston finished with 12 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals, while Howard contributed 11 points, a career-high 16 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. Howard's dominance on the boards was a spectacle, and Boston extended her streak of double-doubles
I asked
to 5
Kelsey
games,
in
proving her
regards to
consistency and
more
ability
about
to
this,
rise
but
to the occasion.
Ari, just the impact that she's had for you all this season. What do you like most about what you've seen from her thus far?
No, number one, her energy. I mean, she is, she's an energy giver. She's fast. Her speed changes the game for us. Her ability to get the ball from one end to the other quickly. Her ability to get into players defensively. She changes the game for us in that way. I have continued to be impressed with just how quickly she immersed herself, into our team and fit in right away.
The record-breaking didn't end there. With her 23-point performance, Kelsey Mitchell now leads the entire WNBA in most 20-point games since the All-Star break, marking her 13th such game of the season. She has been the steady, reliable scoring threat that has kept the Fever's offense running smoothly. Chloe Bibby also etched her name in the franchise's record books by hitting multiple three-pointers in each of her first 3 games with the Fever, a feat no other player in the team's history had accomplished. Finally, Aari McDonald became the 3rd fastest player in Fever history to reach 150 points and 50 assists, an incredible achievement for a player who was without a team just a few months ago. The only players ahead of her on that list are Caitlin Clark and the legendary Tamika Catchings, placing McDonald in truly elite company. 4 records in one night were undeniable proof that this was not a matter of luck. This was a team that had found its identity and was demonstrating its full potential when every player contributed. The true story of the night, however, unfolded after the final buzzer. Kelsey Mitchell's post-game comments carried a subtle but powerful message that resonated with Fever fans. With the locker room still buzzing with the energy of their historic win, Mitchell stepped up to the microphones, exuding confidence. On the surface, her praise for her teammates seemed straightforward, but there was a deeper meaning to her words. Mitchell lauded her teammates for stepping up, specifically highlighting Aari McDonald's contributions and calling her a blessing in disguise. This phrase was a subtle reference to the team's recent roster changes. The Fever had waived DeWanna Bonner earlier in the season, a move that freed up the resources to keep McDonald and sign Chloe Bibby. Mitchell's praise for the new additions suggested that the team felt a renewed sense of cohesion after these changes. She elaborated on McDonald's impact, stating, "We always tell her that we appreciate her seriously because our season was all over the place, and it takes a lot for a pro to step up, be where her feet is, and fill in shoes that not a lot of people expect." This was more than just praise. It was an acknowledgement of how much the team's chemistry had improved. Coach Stephanie White's us versus the world mentality has clearly paid off. Her focus on resilience and overcoming challenges has become the foundation of the team's identity. The players have fully embraced this mindset, playing with a collective chip on their shoulder that has translated into wins. After the game, players spoke openly about their improved chemistry and competitive edge. There was a palpable sense of freedom and a stronger commitment to one another. This was not just post-game rhetoric. This was a team that had forged its identity through adversity. The anticipation for Caitlin Clark's return now adds another layer of excitement. Imagine this record-breaking, confident team with their superstar back in the lineup. The chemistry they have built in her absence will only be amplified by her return. The Indiana Fever have proven that they are far more than a one-woman show. They are a legitimate championship contender with a depth that no one saw coming.